Welcome to day 29 of our 30-day self-care challenge. Today we're going to be looking at doing a micro adventure. If your days all feel like they're the same route, the same walls, the same pattern, it's not that you need a break from work for a week. Today's micro adventure is going to teach us that there is more to the world than our routine, and that all we need to do is go explore it. A micro adventure is not a full-on holiday or something that's massively expensive or that needs to be far away or has to take a full day. A micro adventure is something that can take you 15 to 60 minutes, be in your local area, and can either be free or cheap. It's a way for us to explore our local area and shift our senses to something new. And when you do these micro adventures, your perspective on your local area is going to change. You're going to break out of your autopilot or normal routine, and you're going to notice the smaller details around you. Today, we're going to look at designing a micro adventure that you can either do later on today or another day this week that will take around 20 to 45 minutes of your time. If you've got a journal or something to write on, then go grab it, or follow along thinking what you want to do with me right now. Step 1 is all about planning your micro adventure. And for this, you can look in your local area or a wider area, whatever distance you're comfortable to travel to. Now, this micro adventure can be anything from a local park that you've never been to before, going to a street which you've never been down, a cafe which you've never been to, or a local landmark which you've always walked past but never really taken the time to really look at it. As you're thinking about this, ask yourself, what's there something that I've maybe seen but never really explored or had the time to look at properly? If you are writing this down, just take a moment to jot down exactly what you're going to do. So this could be going to your local park, which you've always walked past but never actually been in to see and explore. Step 2 is we're going to set an intention for this micro adventure. This intention is purely up to you about what you want it to be and what you want to discover. It could just be that you want to go around, you want to notice the colours, the smells, the environment. It could be that you want to find a new place to sit when the sun's out. Or it could be you want to find what local businesses there are that you can go and support. And again, if you're writing this down, just take a moment to jot down what you want your intention to be. For me, for example, when I go on micro adventures, I want to find a nice spot where I can sit in quiet and reflect. Step 3 is you're actually going to go explore. You're going to go do your micro adventure. You don't have to go do this right now if it's not possible. If it's tipping down with rain and you're not someone who enjoys going out in the rain, then you don't have to do it. But just set the intention to go out sometime soon or over the next week, for example. And when you're actually doing your adventure, think back to some of our previous challenges where we've had to be more mindful. So on this one, slowly walking down, walk slower than you normally would. Really tune into your senses. So the 5 senses that we talked about yesterday, your sight, your smell, your touch, your hearing, and maybe your tasting if you're going to go to a cafe, for example. We all have one, we have a phone in our pocket. So as you're going around, take some photos so you can remember these moments. And probably the most important part of step 3 is to be curious. Ask yourself, what have you not discovered around this area before? The great thing with this is there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just whatever's going to bring you joy and bring you happiness whilst you're on your little adventure. Step 4 is to reflect on your micro adventure. Ask yourself, what did I notice that I've never noticed before? Especially if you're going past a place which you walk past every day. Also ask yourself, what surprised you about your micro adventure? Potentially there was a great little cafe that you went into which you're really surprised by, or you saw some street art which amazed you, or you found a nice bench which you found so relaxing. anything that surprised you, just reflect on that. My recommendations on when you're going through and planning all of this is to literally bring out Google Maps or any other maps and have a look around of what your preferences are. For me, my preferences are usually to go somewhere that's nature-based rather than in the city. But every now and then a city break to go and see something different completely is just what you need. So be open-minded as you're looking around and explore the places that will be of the most interest to you. When I've done this in the past, I have travelled for over 3 hours to get to my micro adventure. You don't have to do this, it can be in your local town, but it depends on what you want to do for your adventure and how much time you have. So just take all of those into consideration for step 1 of your plan. You've just planned a micro adventure. And if you've already done it, you've just reminded yourself that the world is bigger than your routine and your normal daily habits. Hopefully you might have noticed a new sense of adventure, of curiosity, of aliveness. You may have also found a sense of calm or peace in certain spaces. So if you haven't gone out for your micro adventure and you want some questions to reflect on, I've got a few for you. If you have, then these are questions you can reflect on now. The first question is, what did you discover on your micro adventure? The second question is, what surprised you or caught you off guard? The third question is, how did your body feel whilst you're exploring? There could be a few answers to that. It could be that you felt slightly anxious because you're looking at new places, or it could be that you felt excited. Question 4, has your perspective changed on the area that you have now explored? And question 5, and quite often the one I ask myself as soon as I get back off my little adventures, is when can I go on another one? Again, well done. You didn't just think about exploring, you actually went out and you did it. And the great thing is you broke your routine and you discovered that there is more to your normal routine and you can do this in an accessible way. And I want you to remember, these don't have to cost you a fortune, they don't have to cost you anything. You can literally go and adventure anywhere you want, you just have to be open-minded. And for most of us, our local area has a lot more to explore than we see on the surface. And you can also do this as many times as you want. Tomorrow's day 30, it's our final day of our 30-day self-care challenge. And tomorrow we're going to focus on a celebration that you've come so far and a reflection on what you've covered over these last 30 days. We'll take a look back at everything that we've learned and practiced over the last 4 weeks and reflect on it. Thank you for joining me for day 29. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on day 30.